Yeah. That's Brown Baby by Billy Paul. This song and Mrs. Jones mean a lot to me, man. Yeah, what's up, everybody? How are you? By the way, I feel a bit weird collecting donations today, so if you make a cash donation today, I wanna give a piece of it to another charity. Yeah, bro, I don't know. I've been thinking a lot. Thinking a lot. It feels a bit weird to just come on here and act like shit is mad normal. I don't know, bro. I kind of want to come into this just like speaking from the heart a little bit more, and why don't we treat this a bit more, I don't know, podcasty. Some people aren't here because, you know, they're protesting, man, and they're speaking up, and not all of us can be there. I'll tell you why the shit is I don't know, it's very conflicting for me because I want to be out there. I do. And something actually that, how do I say this? I think for a lot of people, police brutality stuff feels distant, or like it's like it can't happen to them. I'll mute these for a second. It can't happen to them, or it's like it's like a niche or specific thing or a community thing. And so something happened to one of my boys, and I thought it's worth sharing, bro. Is that the night that George Floyd had passed, my boy, he matched the description, and he's black. But he matched the description for a Latino male. And so he was searched at gunpoint, just off a description. They pull him over. It was a traffic stop. And I seen a lot of tweets about, oh, show me an instance where a traffic stop led to something weird. I think a lot of people forgot about a young lady by the name of Sandra, by the way, whenever they say shit like that. But anyway. And look, I'm not saying this to, you know, I'm going somewhere with this, so just follow me all the way. You know, just hang in there. So my boy is searched at gunpoint, and that's off a description. And so that goes on, and he makes it out okay, and they let him go, which is, I hesitate to use this word, but I'm just glad it went that way. I was going to describe it as, you call that like a small miracle, small win, that it went that way, and because it could have gotten worse. So, off the strength of that, now he's afraid to go protest because that whole thing shook him up. And then I got a lot of my friends going out there to protest. One of my boys' little brothers is out there, and I started thinking, like, I started seeing all these images of people taking rubber bullets to the face and to the body, and all this shit, right? There's a lot of pain going on. That pain is being casted in a lot of different directions. But let me back up to my previous thing. So, that whole situation with my boy, it kind of shook me up because, I've been on that end. I've been on that side. I've matched the description before. All it takes is this hair. I've matched plenty of descriptions with this hair. I can't tell you how many times I've been searched, Oh, hey, bud, Latino male in Honda, just wait here for a second. And granted, all those situations went the right way, but that's because I threw my keys on the dash and I had my hands on the wheel and I'm looking forward and I don't fucking talk back. That's why that went that way, right? I think first and foremost, everything that's going on, it makes it hard for me to joke because I'm not one of these dudes where it's like I'm just watching it through a window and I go, oh man, that's crazy. Because it's not just, oh, that's crazy. It's like I've been there, I mean, it's whatever, but the little song I wrote for the end of my last sketch video, that's one of the lines in there, tapping on my fenders, searching for aromas. It's like I've been on that side. So I bring that up to say, like, that's just my boy driving home from work. And he works for the city, bro. He has a very, very respectful job in the way of the environment, and he works for the city. And that happened to him, and it's happened to me. And so all I'm saying is it's not that far away from you. So I think a lot of people try to invalidate people's feelings about the situation because they think, oh, it's unique to a certain set of people. And it's not. Like, it's not in the sense that, like, it happens every day. And it's not unique to people in a certain area. It's, like, going on all the time. And I want to be real focused with my words here because that's another thing I'm seeing is I've been thinking a lot about how people are afraid to say something, right? Or they're afraid to speak. they're afraid to get it wrong. And I think, I was even guilty of that, because I go, oh, I want to make sure I put out a message in a way that is meaningful to me, which is great. But at the same time, you kind of have to look at it like, why are we being so calculated about it? It's like you kind of have to forego the fear of getting it wrong. And you kind of have to be willing to get it wrong so you could get it right, even if it's minor, even if it's a misunderstanding, even if it's like oh, I said this and I meant that. I think you have to be willing to commit to that a little bit if you're going to entertain and you're going to be a public figure, because it's a bit selfish to want to entertain and want to have everyone's attention, but then when they kind of, they're looking for someone to maybe vocalize something that is not so crazy, is not so terrible in a time where it feels that they can't speak or they don't have the power to speak. I don't think it's crazy to be in entertainment and assist that in some way, and I think to anyone, like if you are in entertainment and you're watching me right now and you're afraid to say something, I think you got to be willing to say something, even if you get it wrong, and you got to go, hey man, I worded that real stupid, or, I see the other side. Because the whole problem I feel that a lot of us are seeing right now, and the thing that's getting exposed a lot, is like this sort of deep narcissism and this nihilism that's just kind of like, like right now, I'm sure there are people going to leave this stream because they're going to go, man, I don't want to hear about this anymore. And it's like, boo fucking who? 1 day out of the year, 3 days out of the year. Look at that. Look at that. All these people left. Look, 600 people dipped. That's what I see on my Streamlabs right now. 1,600 people left. Maybe it's wrong. Maybe it's bugged. I don't know. But people want to dip because 2-3 days out the year, it's not about them. The timeline isn't what they want. The entertainment isn't how they want it. And it's like, well, why is that so crazy, man? Why is that so crazy, man? And this is like a stoner thought. This isn't really that deep. It's not that smart. I don't think I'm a super smart guy all the time, But something I've been thinking a lot about is like when you look at, I feel, look at the people in Hong Kong, and granted they have a whole different political context to what they got going on, but they're very good at working as a unit. And I kind of think like we lack that a little bit, right? Because in America, like we're really big about the individual, and that is a benefit we all have, is like there is focus on the individual, and we get really dialed in on like what I want and and how I'm feeling and all that shit. And I think sometimes it's hard for us, specifically in America, to like put down our individual wants and needs and our unique wants and needs, and just like look at the conversation already. The conversation is so much about the protest and the philosophy of looting and what's right and wrong and why you shouldn't burn down a Target. And it's like, dude, this is all happening because the dude was murdered in the street on film, and people are upset, and you should be upset. You should be upset a guy died. And then I see people say, I see people on one side go, oh, well, this happens to other kinds of people too. Dude, then be upset. You should, even more reason to be upset. You should have some degree of empathy where you're like, this is fucked up. It's fucked up. And it shouldn't be so hard for all of us to just go, this whole scenario is fucked up. And it shouldn't be about so much the nuance of, well, this is right and this is wrong and blah, blah, blah. Like, I think sometimes it does benefit you to focus on the just one issue. We all so caught up in like the minutia and just already while this is going on, the bullshit's happening. The county coroner's trying to say, oh, he had underlying condition and that's what contributed to him dying. And his family got to sit through all that while people chastising looting and blah, blah, blah. They got to sit there through that whole thing. And it's kind of shitty, right? Like I just went live and I tagged 5,000 people watching. That's cool. And then 1,600 people take off because I don't want to. It's like, man, you get entertainment. You get to have fun 365 days of the year. You can't just put yourself beside yourself for a little bit. It's like, come on, man. Come on, it costs you nothing to care. Why is it so whack to care? Why? I don't get it. I don't get it, man. Here's the thing, the lot of you that are sticking around, I appreciate. I really do. Because you got to, and this goes against everything I just said. But just sitting in my position, it's a weird thing, right? Like people like I'm very thankful that people enjoy what I like to do. But it's a weird scenario when you want to help and you want to be vocal and you want to, even passively. I'm not telling anyone, I'm not sitting here going like this to you. I'm just talking about my experiences and my friends, and that's enough to put people off. And like that shit, it's easy to sit behind that and like be afraid and go, oh, I don't want to hurt my stream averages by talking about something sensitive. And I got you. I'm kind of looking at this as like, this is an opportunity for me to do something like real and tangible and meaningful. Even if it's just like, $7,000 from a donation and maybe another couple thousand. It's like, I know I'm all right. Something's going somewhere and it means something and it's helping people. You're right. It's not sensitive, but hey, it's you don't look, the word sensitive got real twisted up because people confuse sensitive for like some kind of weakness or like not being able to, like it's like eggshells, which is, it's fair. It is kind of in the definition, but when I say sensitive, I think that word to entertainers and stuff is like they really don't want to upset people, and they're really afraid to upset people. So I think that's what they associate the word sensitive with is, but this issue, guys, like it is sensitive. It's got a lot of feelings behind it. It's got a lot of passion. It's such a, we need to be careful. We need to be focused and pointed with what we say and how we interact with each other. And that's all right. That's all right. It's not a big deal that one, 2, 3 topics in your life are, you have to be fucking dialed in. Boo fucking who. You got to use all your IQ points to be like, wait, you know what? Let me think about what I'm saying. I had to do that on Tuesday. I got frustrated at a small group of people and I shot off on them. I had to check myself and go, man, it's not about my frustrations right now. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, you guys know I don't like doing this shit for cool points. I'm not about to go do the most and be crazy, because that's the other thing I caution people away from is like, that's what I was trying to say in my other stream is like, this is a long road, and think about anyone who's been a victim of this shit. And when I say this shit, I mean like police brutality. It's years, it's extensive, the pain is long. And this is not a scenario where you're just gonna get a few words out and get a tweet out and whoop-de-woo, I did my work. No, bro. This goes for a long time for a lot of other people. It goes a long way to just keep, providing a context, saying something here and there. I feel like that's my personal responsibility. And I've talked about this in previous streams. You guys know this. Like I've said that, I think political apathy is dangerous. And even more than that, like I think about what it means to be funny. I've seen a lot of people say, oh, if you're a comedian, you're not required to comment on an issue, which is fair. I also feel that just because you're a funny guy doesn't mean you should just get to check out on everything. And what are you then? You're just a fool. You're just like a jester, man. You just dancing and being a goofball for what? Like you kind of have to have some purpose, right? You can't just write off everybody. You can't just say, well, the world only exists for me to be funny. That's kind of lame too. Yeah, and you know what? I put up a little story kind of like, clowning some people for using George Floyd. I said, all people using George Floyd as bookends for your brand deals, and that shit is trash. And I took that down because I don't want to create more noise, man. I want to try to be impactful. I want to be purposeful with the stuff I'm doing now, and I'm not about this like self-congratulating bullshit and but hey, if you're going to protest, if you're going to demonstrate, please, be safe. Go with friends, don't go alone. this situation, I feel they're going to put a lot of effort into trying to control the damage, you know, and they're going to try to control people effectively. That's the point of the National Guard. That's the point of all this stuff. They're going to try to get people to forcibly relax and go inside. And if you just tune into the stream, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not trying to be up here giving a TED talk. I want to be genuine, and I think there's a certain context right now, which is we're all witnessing something that is very powerful in a very unique way. This is the first time something like this has happened, and you have social media. You have like this. I mean, first time something like, I say this is the first time like this something has happened because, you know, to be honest, I thought this reaction would have happened after Eric Garner. I really thought that was going to be the one to propel people and really get them upset. But I feel like this turnout right now, a lot of people want to attribute it to not having jobs or being in a quarantine. And I kind of think it's that, but I think it's that the quarantine has removed that that distraction of like the fucking machine that we're all caught up in. 40-hour work weeks, 2-hour commutes, this, that, and the third. That's not a priority right now. So you have a lot of the country just faced with this issue, and the only thing they got is the internet. They're not going anywhere. Like, they're just looking right at it. And so I think this is the first time something like this has really been documented by as many people, talked about by as many people, because, you know, we're all looking at it. In light of that, I just don't want to squander the moment, you know? Whatever I can do to do something positive, I want to do that. And it doesn't have to be sort of like ostentatious and big and like, look at me. I really don't like that. And the crazy part is, bro, I think there are people that are so detached that they're going to say, man, this'll pass. And it's like, for you, you know, you just tuning it out. I know a lot of you are talking in the chat, and I'm trying to read what I can, but yeah, I'm also trying to be honest with you guys, and that's why I think it's better not to, like, you know, go to Twitter or go to a sort of a situation, like a platform where it's like you have to look at what I'm saying. You know, I think it's better to do it in this live context where the dialogue can be two ways, and you have an option to, if you want to tune in. I really don't want to make this about me, kind of thing. You know, I separately from all this, something I feel that's going on is you know, you're seeing a lot of creators, a lot of celebrities and stuff give their 2 cents, and they're getting a lot of criticism or praise. Like, you know, if you kind of like read between the lines or see where it's coming from, I feel a little bit that's that kind of like individuality that we all benefit from, you know, is that people in positions of whether it's power or influence, they have the ability to go, this is my 2 cents. And we're finding out that some of the people we look up to, some of the people that we, you know, whatever, are making mistakes. But I think we have to remember that it's okay for them to make the mistake, because what we want to do is try to get people on the same page. You know, I said that in my last stream, and I say that again. If this is the one time that we can get a lot of people on the same page, that's a good thing. And we should try to think about that. You know, not get into, don't burn down a, it's like, bruh, that shit is so material. That shit can come back. The only thing about the protests that really kind of irks me is like all these people like really getting hurt, man. There's a lot of people getting hurt. They're physically putting themselves on the line for like a message, right? Some of them, you know, I know there's dispute about, some are anarchists, some are this, some are that. I don't want to focus on them right now. I really want to focus on the people that are coming to it with the right message and the right mindset. Don't let that distract from the fact that there are innocent people that are getting hurt because they believe in this thing. And I wish these protests were not so complex. I think people see all these competing ideas embedded in the protests, and they want to sit there and go, this is right, this is wrong, and you shouldn't, and da da da. But it's like that's why this is such a big issue. It's complex. It attracts a lot of different motives and feelings, and if anything, this is all just an example of the system is fucking broken, dude. It's super broken. Yeah, yeah, and it is peaceful until police show up with rubber bullets and all that. Yeah, I can see that 100%. Yeah, part of me feels, bro, like our fetish for all this like capitalism and stuff. I'm not saying that owning a business is wrong or aspiring to control your destiny is wrong. But bro, to stand in front of your store 1 versus 10,000 to be like, don't you dare mess with my just, it's not about you, man. And some of us are gonna have to pay the tab for the people next to us. And that's a sacrifice we kind of got to be willing to make, I feel. Even a little bit, man. You got an insurance company, you file an insurance claim, you'll get all those fucking racks and products restored and this and that, bro. The shittiest thing about all of it is that some of us do have to pay the tab for the next man. Some of us do. That's a really hard thing to do. Because that sense of community, dude, especially some parts of LA, you see it, man. There's not that sense of community, man. It's not there. And we kind of, I don't know how you build that. I don't have the answer for that. But as an outsider looking in, as a dude who wants to help, I feel like we there has to be some way where we try to find the ability to be a community somehow. I don't know how. Maybe it starts with your feelings. Maybe it starts with your outlook. And yeah, motherfucker stole a TV. Motherfucker stole this, stole that. Bruh, it don't even affect you. You think Samsung and Walmart and Target and fucking Toshiba and you think these manufacturers give a single fuck about you? They don't give a fuck about you. Them motherfuckers got money, bro. From ducking taxes and pushing the fucking limit on worker wages and replacing them with kiosks and shit. They got the money, man. That said, I want to shout out these young black protesters who were, you've seen the clip on Twitter where they're trying to stop people from looting the Target because they want to be leaders and say, yo, man, don't take attention off of what we're doing. I think that's the only thing that hurts me when I see looting is like, man, I just, the main message, let's not, you don't want to lose that. You don't want to lose that, which is, but maybe you don't lose it because you're saying fuck this system so visually. Maybe you don't lose it. You guys tell me, Dude, this whole thing is complex, bro. This whole thing is complex, and if I can help you guys vocalize or maybe, maybe form your feelings and stuff, I'm happy to do that, bro. Yeah, no, and I'm not trying to give protests a bad name. I don't know how you mean that, but look, here's the thing, bro. Is if we're all gonna talk about it, right here, let's talk, talk to each other and hear that other side of it, and just fucking understand each other, because words mix shit up, dude. Sometimes we use words and we think they mean other things, and with the way the internet is, we twist shit up so quick, man. So Black Lives Matter, man. They do. They 1,000% do. All your favorite shit has got black roots in it, man. Black people are part of America, dude. And if that's hard for you to say, I don't know what world you live in, man. Those are your people, bro. You have to care about them. Bro, some shit? Hold up. What's this lady's name? Hold on. Just a little homework. Look up Henrietta Lacks. Look up Immortal Cells, bro. The baseline on that is the cells of a black woman. They are essentially immortal, right? Because she got cervical cancer. And basically these cells are used in big pharma to test vaccines and, develop shit that we all benefit from. You know, that's history right there. That's American history, bro. And you can't just like sidestep that just because you don't know about it. I think the biggest thing that is easy to forget right now is like, bro, slavery was not that long ago. And just because you weren't a part of it, you don't remember it, that doesn't make it not real. Because that influenced the way, you know, black people raise their kids and communicate with their own people, and how they look out for each other. And that shit is not that far away from you. You know, something else, hold up. George Stinney, man. Look this up. George, Stinney. This is the mid-40s. You know, he was wrongly accused of first degree murder. Yeah, he's accused of first degree murder, and he was a 14-year-old boy, and he was given the electric chair, bro. What's the last 14-year-old kid you heard of getting an electric chair, bro? And dog, that was 2 generations ago. 2 generations ago. Yeah, Black Wall Street. Yeah, that's very important. I'm just trying to put a little attention on things that maybe aren't so obvious or a little bit more niche. My point with that is like, these are things that you may not be aware about, but they're there. And just because you don't know about it doesn't make it real, and it doesn't, you know. I bet you say the name George Stinney, and to an older black individual, they're gonna say, "Yep, that I know that story. I know that story." And it's like, so that what that means is like they walk with that pain, bro, and you cannot, just because you might be free of pain and you don't understand pain. It's I don't know, bro. You kind of got to try. Everyone loves to obsess over serial killers. Look how excited everyone was about fucking Stephen Avery. Oh, free Stephen Avery, man. They were fucking making goofy memes and shirts for that fool. So what? You see a real murder, and now, I don't want to hear about it for that long. Come on, bro. Come on. Yeah, when they see us on Netflix, that one is tough. Very tough. So look, we're all at home. We're all sitting around. It costs you nothing to educate yourself. You'll sit there and watch a 4-hour documentary on Epstein, and you sit there with a big grin on your face while they're talking about this fool fucking molesting tons and tons of teenage girls. Is it so beyond you to read a fucking 6-paragraph Wikipedia page on a young black boy who was fucking given the electric chair? You just take that little piece of knowledge and you put it in your brain and you go, yep. So the next time you see a black person go, this shit has got to stop, you can develop just like even a little bit of empathy where you go, you know what? I can kind of start to visualize where that feeling is coming from. I'm not trying to discredit the Epstein shit. That shit is fucking wild. It's sick. It's wild, but just that much more, dude. Don't be a consumer, man. Don't let your activism be fed to you, man. Just, it costs you nothing to care. A little bit of time. Even something you read and you think it's not immediately apparent to you, that knowledge might hit you later in life and you say, damn. And the spark goes off, and that's when you have that character arc to become a better person, bro. I really appreciate everyone who's tuned in right now, man. You know, it's a cool thing that whoever is watching this right now, that you care. You guys know me. I like to fucking joke. I like to be juvenile and whatever, but I have plenty feelings and convictions about this whole situation. But I just want to make sure I'm doing my part where I don't come at it like I'm telling people how to be, in the sense of like, you're wrong. I'm trying to tell people, look, bro, try to open up, try to see what you feel like you can't. Related to the protest, I'm sure we would all love it if a peaceful protest would work. We would love that idea, but that's just not. It doesn't seem like it does anything, bro. So if a fucking Target has to go on fire for a motherfucker to go, okay, all right, I have my attention. All the people who fucking pay me and put me in office are really upset that this shit is on fire. So now I'm okay. Then that's just what it is. That's the tab. Some of us got to pay a tab, which sucks, you know. But who just raided me? Did Lando just raid me? What the fuck was that? Oh, what's up, Lando? I appreciate that, bro. You catching me on another intense stream, bro. Shout out Lando Norris, man. And don't trip, guys. We'll get back to the jokes and the funny stuff and racing, and we'll have all that. That's gonna come back for us. It costs us nothing to put aside just a little bit of time, a little bit of our brain power for something that is so, like, it's tough. And I really want to come back to real quick the thing I said on Tuesday, which is his family still got to go through shit. Already people trying to assassinate George Floyd's character. Oh, he had priors. Oh, he had this. Like, that's even fucking justification for fucking what he experienced, man. They got motherfuckers on live PD with a bag of meth. And they sitting there putting the camera on them and making a fool of them and milking them for content. But this fool got a potentially a counterfeit 20 that, oh, he should get choked in the street? Fuck out of here, man. I worked in a bank for 7 months, bro. Do you know how many fucking business owners deposited counterfeit money and we had to catch it? If you're just tuning in the stream, hello. I'm just kind of, putting some of my thoughts out there, and I'm just trying to do a little bit of good. If you donate cash today, I'm giving it to a charity, and we're going to decide on what charity. My first stint was for the George Floyd Memorial. And, shout out Felix from Chapo Trap House. He tweeted out some links to some charities, and I trust Felix's input. So, I want to see what he got, what else is in that list. Or I should say what's in that list again, because I briefly read over it, and I kind of didn't think. I just smashed retweet. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Los Angeles Bail Fund is, that's something that's obvious to me. It sucks that the fucking government's going to get that money, dude. It stinks. Doesn't that stink that they're going to get that money? So fucking whack. So whack. What's crazy, man, is I don't know the charges for when you get roped up protesting like that. I don't know what the charges are. And something that crossed my mind is, like, what if you go out there, you meaningfully protest, you get snatched up, now you got to go to court for some charge, whatever it is, bro, and the judge is sitting there looking back at you like, I don't like that you did that, and bam, they just thump, and they fuck your shit up with the system, and they make you pay because you cared. That's a brutal civil unrest or unlawful arrest. Got it. Failure to disperse. Got it. The thing I want to try to do, if anything, is I'm not trying to create more infighting. If I can create a space where people really try to understand each other, and we start to afford empathy to a community that gives us so much. That's what I want to try to do, man. Even if it's for a fucking blip in time. Even if I'm only able to do it for the next 2-3 weeks, well, fucking let's do it. Costs us nothing. We got the rest of our lives, dude. Yeah, if you can get your thoughts out and vent a little bit in the chat, even if you just screaming it to nothing, man, it's better than fucking holding it in, man. I'm a big advocate of, like, kind of maybe you need to get your feelings off to get to that next level where they solidify and they become something a little bit more real. I'll see about some of these donations real quick. Lando's European, so I'm sure a lot of the Europeans checked out because they was like, I don't know what I could do. It's all good, man. No judgment, bro. Looting is only seen as bad / mixed message because it's the way of discrediting the movement and making us look violent, as if they didn't spend 400 years hunting people because of their skin. Yeah, man. Yeah. And I think what makes it even more brutal, bro, is that there are all these platforms out there, so you are going to get all these people that are going to say, oh, it's this and that and that. And maybe I'm an ostrich for wanting to bury my head a little bit in the sand, because I just want to focus on, this dude was murdered. And, George Floyd was murdered, and there are other people that have been murdered. And it's just like it just shouldn't happen. Death should not be a result of traffic stops, whether or not you have priors, bro. And or you know, a call, a standard call that you're responding to, that shouldn't be the result, bro. The only way I feel that I can do anything is this platform right here, is you guys show me a ton of support monetarily, with time, whatever. So I feel like the best thing I can do is like, hey, that financial support you would have given to me, let me just, you know, it costs me nothing to pass that on to another group of people who could really use that right now. You guys take care of me, you know, and I think let's pay it forward. You know, this atmosphere that we've created where we all have fun and it's a good time. Let's pass that to some people who could use that right now. And here's the best part, guys. Like, it doesn't have to be this crazy thing where like you gotta fucking donate and then take a screenshot and then tell all your friends and you go, see, look at me, I'm a good, just fuck all that. Let's just do this as us, and then we know, right? The however many thousand of us here know, we know what we did, and we can sleep at night because we know we're doing something. It may not be getting laws changed or what have you, but we're doing something, right? Costs us nothing. It costs us nothing. And something that like I think is important for you guys to understand, for me, is like, you know, you guys joke about me being old, and I like joking about, oh, I'm 22. But the reality is, yeah, bro, before all this, I was a dude working different jobs, just, you know, trying to find my way through stand-up. And I've seen so much corporate this. Oh, look how much I care. Look, I care. I changed my profile picture and I did the thing and I care. And it just knocked me up, because I say, man, it's so much deeper than that. How do you make it about you, bro? Just come on, man. I say that to say I'm really sensitive to that. I'm really sensitive to that. I never want to be that guy. Hamish, you are doing that? Oh, Hamish, man, I really hope I'm not, bro. That's the last thing I want to be, dog. I'm gonna take that as a joke, but if you're serious, oh man, I gotta reassess, bro. Let me pop over to a quick charity link real quick. Thank you all for donating today, by the way. It feels good, man. It feels good to redirect this to some people who could use it, bro. Maybe Los Angeles Bail Fund is the way to go, just because, you know, I'm from LA. And so Felix tweeted out some charities that are specific to Minnesota. So there's North Star Health, and then Black Visions Collective, which I kind of like, because I kind of like the idea of Black Visions Collective, because I kind of want the money to go somewhere where it's like, you know, we gotta give it to some leaders, right? Like we need some leaders in the mix. We all too fragmented, so I kind of like the idea of putting the money with some people who it's a role for them. It's something they want to assume. It's like, you know, they're doing something really noble in that capacity, where they're trying to dedicate their life to something that's bigger than them. You know, I kind of like that idea. If you got any charities or organizations in that way that, you know, come to mind. We're not even talking about old Goofball. Let's not even say that motherfucker's name. That fool deserves that shit irked me, the fact that Twitter, who the fuck is managing Twitter Moments, that they put that dude in the mix of the conversation? Who is that guy? Who is that guy in the context of everything that's going on? He's nobody. He's nobody. I mean that shit. He's nobody. He has only taken from people. Don't even say his fucking name, bruh. Don't even say his fucking name. He deserves nothing. Nothing. I don't even want to fucking acknowledge his fucking goof ass on the podcast. Nothing, bro. Don't even. Maybe we could split it. It's a bit tough to do the donation in real time, because I kind of have to end the stream to get the final amount. So maybe we split it up. Maybe we take half and we go bail funds, and half to, I don't know, man. I'm really into the Black Visions Collective or an organization, you know, that's for the community perpetually. You know what I mean? Either way, next stream you'll get the exact math and you'll get to know exactly who it went to but I'm in the way of splitting it. I think let's split it. I'll look up Reclaim the Block. Yeah, we'll split it, man. And hey, look, hey, you guys, some people turned up on that girl Claire for asking me the question, regardless of how she meant it. Let's not do that, man. Let's just we know what we're doing here. Let's take comfort in that and really just save that energy for the important stuff. There's no point in dogging people out for potentially being condescending. It just don't matter. It don't matter. We're trying to do a good thing here. Let's focus on that. Let's just focus on that. Okay? Because that's the thing is I'm not well versed in like the niche and the stats and all that stuff. I'm only really coming from a place of like I want to do something in this moment that we can all look back on and like be proud of. I would not be proud of myself if I just went through this whole month, if I got up on here and was like, let's watch another goofy video. Like, that's fucking, come on, man. I don't want to do that. I could not forgive myself if that was who I was. This is cool though. We break in stream averages, which is tight because I for sure thought I was gonna get on here and try to talk about real things, and I for sure thought, oh boy, here we go. But the fact that you guys are showing love and supporting this and what my direction right now is like, it's super encouraging. So thank you guys, thank you. Because psychologically, it so much of when you're entertaining on the internet, I talked about this on the podcast, it's not like traditional media. The entertaining on the internet, you get all the numbers. You know right away. If you say some fucking whack shit, they let you know. Nobody like that shit, bruh. So it's so embedded in my mind to care about the numbers. So for me, like I go, all right, today I'm not gonna fucking care. And the fact that you guys show out on something that feels like a risk for me is fucking, that's love, bro. So thank you. And shout out Lando for the raid, bro. Thank you so much. And don't call me that I word, man. What are you talking about, Coco? Don't call me that I word. I don't care how many millions of subscribers I got, dude. I'm not the I word, bro. That's not me. That's not me. Also, I know you guys know I've been putting together this little sketch video. I might delay the release a little bit. It feels a bit insensitive to put that out this week. I kind of want to see how things go and, at least give a little bit of time for the, I don't want to clutter up shit, and maybe I'm being too dramatic about it. Maybe this whole thing is by other people's definition a little bit extra, but I don't think it's cool. I don't think it's whack to not. I don't want to make it whack to care. It should be cool to care. And if you find it in you, if you can maintain this motivation, I would say I've given into political apathy so much, and this year I don't want to do that. I want to do what I can. So I'm gonna put my effort and come election time, really focus up and try to make good choices. And I would encourage you to consider doing the same. I don't want to tell you how to be, but I will tell you, what I'm doing, and I if I can, the only thing I want to say is try to be open, man. Break down some of your barriers, bro. By the way, the all of your donation, I couldn't put it under Crydell on the memorial fund. I couldn't do Crydell. I thought when you did GoFundMe's, you were able to put a custom name, but you're not. You can only go do anonymous. So there's a large donation amount under anonymous. It's $7,000, and that's a lot of you in the chat. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for showing up today and and doing the most, man. You know, and if you're wondering what's gonna be the vibe of the streams, bro, we'll just feel it out, man. On a day like today, it's definitely not right in my mind to just be like, oh yeah, let's game. I don't. We can't just tune out the world like that, bro. We gotta have empathy, bro. You know, frankly, what I do supports, you know, my family. If I'm being honest, you know, what I do supports my parents, and that's the thing about the protest, where it's like, protesting is not just some fashionable thing. Like you are committing to some risk. You're definitely committing to some risk. Different kinds of risk, dude. I would like to be out there, but I'm afraid of something happening to me and potentially impacting the people that need me, you know. This right now is the most productive I can be. All right, guys, look, I think the move is we're going to split all the money between Bail Fund and either Reclaim the Block or Black Visions Collective. When we come back on the next stream, you'll have the exact math and we'll have receipts, the whole nine. And I'm only doing that because I want you guys to be able to look at that and go, man, I helped with that. And I want you to, you know, if you can't get out and protest and you feel like, you know, being on social media, like, it's just not enough. Well, you're working with a group of people that wants to do a good thing, and you can feel good knowing that you are putting in effort and your feelings are real and you're doing something with them, and that's great. And, you know, we just, every now and then, let's just keep this energy up, man. I think that's the one thing we can take from all this is it costs us nothing to take a day or time, because you guys know, once the news feels like it's not, you know, important for them, and all these fucking media organizations stop giving a fuck, and then it's all of us just down here left with all those feelings, and we go, man, look at that. Look how fucking fast they forgot about everything. We're the ones that are left with that. So we can keep the energy up, and we can keep, you know, we can take the time and do something solid with that, and we go, nah, you know what, I'm not gonna let the machine, don't give in to the narcissism, bro, and don't let the fucking machine rustle you into not caring. It's cool to care, man. The requirement is not that you gotta put your life on the line every day. That's not what it is. All it takes is a little bit can go a long fucking way, dude. And you hear that all the time, but it's very easy to just you write that off. But don't do that.